Hello, hello, hello. I was live before I added myself to the screen. My bad. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tax Tip Tuesday. I'm running a little behind. And I missed last week, so I apologize for that. I've just been busy, busy, busy. I ended up postponing Intensify High to next year because I want to make it so much bigger and better than what we were going to do. So stay tuned. Okay, it is going to be a women's empowerment, but it's also um, an awesome, awesome event. So stay tuned. I'm thinking about summer because we're having a rooftop networking happy hour. So I want to make sure that it's during the time that it's going to be beautiful outside in the city of Oakland. Um, so we can enjoy ourselves. Okay. But Intensify Her has been postponed. Okay. So it's no longer on Saturday, September 30th. It will be in 2024. Now, happy Tax Tip Tuesday. This is Tracy L.T. I am the CEO of TLJ Professional Services, where we are about all things financial. I bring to you almost 40 years experience in bookkeeping and accounting, as well as tax preparation is over 40 years of tax prep. Um, I have a master's in business and accounting as well as tax preparation. I have been going or doing tax tip Tuesdays covering home office deductions that's overlooked. I'm getting out of my email so them AOL things you got mail won't keep interrupting me or catching my attention. But so since August 1st, I've been talking about the 10 overlooked deductions that small business owners seem to forget at tax time. Okay. So for the past few weeks, since August 1st, I talked about all 10. Okay. August 1st, I talked about home office deductions. Then I talked about startup expenses, business use of your vehicle, professional fees and subscription, travel expenses, bad debt, and waste, continuing education. And today, since I missed last week, I'm going to combine these two, which is home internet and phone service, as well as retirement contributions. Okay. So, home internet and phone expenses, I more or less, well, home internet anyway. I know I covered in home office deductions. Okay. Um, but I will briefly cover that piece, but I will talk about phone expenses because my tax clients always seem to forget to tell me what they spend on cell phone expenses. Now I know if they could get a plan under $100 a month, I need to know about that plan because they are at least $100. But you are allowed to deduct your cell phone. Okay, you're allowed to deduct your office phone if you have a direct office phone. Definitely home internet. So, like with me, I have a home phone. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't have home phones anymore. But I do because I have a fax line. Okay, so I strictly have a home phone for faxing. That's 100% deductible. I don't use my home phone to call out nowhere or anything like that. Okay. So that is 100% deductible, just like my internet, because I wouldn't need it if it wasn't for my business, right? Um, so my business home internet or home internet as well as my home phone are both deductible. Okay. Um, you might could get away with writing off your cable if you use it for education, okay, continuing education for yourself. So depending on your industry, right? If you're doing research through TV, right, then you can deduct your cable bill as well, okay? So it depends on, right? If you're an artist or an actor, for example, watching TV can teach you techniques on how to be an actor or actress. So you definitely can write off your cable. Okay. You could do your 3 play, okay, triple play with Comcast. You can write off that whole thing if you're an artist, okay, or a actor, I should say. So keep that in mind. So it depends on your business. It depends on how you're using your home expenses, right? Your internet, your phone, cable, or any other home expenses. If it's direct, then it's direct. Otherwise, it's business use of home, okay? And it's part of the home office deduction that I have been going over. Cell phone, if you use your cell phone, we all use cell phone for business. You have to these days. If you don't have a dedicated phone for your business only, then deduct a portion depending on what it is, right? So like with me, my phone is used as my calendar, right? It's used as to conduct calls. I do my Zooms on my phone as well as, my computer and stuff like that. But particularly my cell phone, I don't talk to nobody. I don't even text nobody. I'm not a phone person. I'm not a phone bandit. If it's not business, I don't use it, right? So I do deduct like 95% of my phone bill. Because yes, I use it for business, mostly for business and business only. So be mindful of what you can and cannot deduct when it comes to home as well as your cell phone. So be realistic, and you want to think of it always or come from a mindset of audit, right? Will this pass an IRS audit? The sniff test, right? Can you prove that you use your phone for 50% of the time, or in my case, 95% of the time? Yep, because you don't see no other personal calls on there. They're business, right? So they can pull my call log and see that is business. So I will pass the sniff test, okay? So keep in mind, or always come from a mindset of, will this pass an audit? Can I prove that this was for business, okay? And you can write it off if you can, period, point blank. Okay, you can write it off. The question is how much? 100%, 50%, 95%, 75%, right? So be realistic with your personal use of items, and be realistic, okay? Now, retirement contributions. So this is a big one, strictly because it depends on your business structure as to where you're going to record these retirement contributions, okay? So as an S Corp, you're required to pay yourself a salary. So you also can contribute to a retirement plan, right? And deduct that as a business expense, no question, as an S Corp, because it goes through payroll, or it can go through payroll. But when you're talking about other structures like sole prop or LLC, because a single member LLC, because you use a Schedule C, it asks you though, did you get this plan through your business? The answer is yes or no, right? And the question is literally, when you signed up for it, did you say this was a business plan? If you did not, and it went through your personal, then it's not. And your retirement contributions, because it doesn't go through payroll, you don't get the credit, the retirement contribution credit, okay? That's on the tax credits. If you are sole prop or the LLC, single member LLC, like I was talking about, there may be a portion that you could write off. Otherwise, you have nothing to write off, okay? Health insurance you could, depending on how you scheduled that too. Like, how did you enroll in these plans? Did you enroll in them as an individual, or as a sole proprietor, or as an LLC? Because that matters, okay? So if you did not enroll in them as such, then the answer is no. And where you would deduct that is on your Schedule A. If you itemize, right? Not your retirement contributions, you can't write that off, but your health, you can. And it's a percentage of your, against your AGI, right? So Schedule A, if you itemize, then you will write off your health through your itemized deduction. Otherwise, it's not a business expense. So be mindful and be careful of that, okay? Your business structure matters. I talk about that all the time, and I will be getting back to that when this tax season is over. 2 more weeks. Look here, because this week is over. 2 more weeks. Can you believe it? Actually, I'll count this week as 3. It's only Tuesday. It's Tax Tip Tuesday. So 3 more weeks. The tax deadline is up across everywhere, including California. So California, we had the luxury of not filing taxes until October 16, including paying for the taxes, whether it was payroll taxes, employer taxes, or even your income taxes. Okay, so we have the luxury of postponing the payment. But if you do not pay by October 16th, you will be penalized. Okay, so you're not penalized as of now. So as long as you pay by October 16th, any of those that you had not paid, even if you filed your taxes, you still had until October 16th without penalty. And that's the state of California because of the state of emergency we had at the beginning of the year that extended our tax return. Now, if you're in the Maui fire, you also have an extension of tax return. If you're in any time that there's a natural disaster, whether it's fire, storm, flood, all of those things, you get a tax extension. There's no question about it. Okay. So be mindful of that as well. But today we're talking about home internet, phone expenses, as well as retirement contributions. So as I always do, halfway through, I reintroduce myself. So I am Tracy L. Tate. I am the CEO of TLJ Professional Services. We are about all things financial, and I bring to you over almost 40 years experience in bookkeeping, accounting, as well as taxes. And I have a triple master's business accounting as well as public administration. Okay, so recap. Home internet. So I was talking about depending on your line of business, you might could write off 100% of your Xfinity or Comcast bill. Okay, that includes TV or cable. If you're an actor, for example, watching TV is going to actually help you advance your craft, right? Or continue in education, right? It's helping you develop more skill in acting by watching other actors, correct? So you get to write that off. You get to write off cable when you watch TV because you're actually honing in on your craft. Your home internet, okay? What else would you need internet for? That could be a lot of people doing Hulu, Netflix, and all that stuff to watch TV now. You streaming whatever you use to stream is a deduction. But I do. My thing just squirrel, but I do. So mine is because I have a fax machine. I have a home business office, so therefore I have a fax machine, and I write off 100% of my landline phone, and I write off 100% of my internet because both of those are for business and business only. I wouldn't use them or wouldn't need them if I did not have a business at home. Period. Okay, so I do that. I don't write off cable because I can't, without a doubt, a shadow of doubt, write that off from a continuing education standpoint. For I don't use it. I could partially, not 100%, because I'm not an actor. I'm not watching TV just for that. But I watch business channels, right? But I'm not on a business channel 100% of the time. So no, I wouldn't even try to put myself in that position. So remember, I think from a mindset of audit and will this pass the sniff test? Okay, so I always try to be audit ready because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and you don't have to do anything wrong to be audited. They just dotting I's and crossing T's. Okay, so it's a matter of when. You may or may not ever get audited, but you have a 50-50 chance of being audited, not from an error, but just simply random audit. Okay, so be mindful of that as well. Retirement contributions, depending on your business structure, you can write off 100% of your retirement or you can write off none, right? Same thing with health, okay? So be mindful of that as well. You probably hear my puppies in the background, roughhousing, boy dogs. I don't know what I got myself into getting a puppy. Oh my God. He's giving us a run for our money. But that's my Zeus. So this has been Tax Tip Tuesday. So again, I have talked about, so we've been talking about 10 overlooked deductions, home office, startup expenses, business use of your vehicle, professional services and subscriptions, travel expenses, bad debt and waste, continuing education, and now home and office and retirement. If you've missed any of those, they are on our pages. So follow, like our page, TLJ Professional Services, or about all things financial, because I stream to both. You can follow our YouTube channel. Follow us on YouTube. I have a YouTube. And follow us on TikTok. So yes, I have TikTok. All of this is for educational purposes. You know, when I hold events, everything that we do is tax deductible if you have to pay for it when it comes to us, because everything that we do is education. Okay, so you get to write it off as continuing education, which is a blessing for you and a deduction for you, and my gift and give back from me. Okay, so this has been a fabulous Tax Tip Tuesday. We got one more on these 10 deductions. That's on the 10 deductions. That's charitable donations. If you do not have a tax preparer that you go to, or you have questions on your returns or anything like that, we do a free look. And we only charge if we have to amend your taxes or have to do something with your taxes. I do not charge you to look and make sure that they're right. Okay. And if whatever needs to be corrected or amended or whatever, if it's not worth it, meaning you're gonna have to pay me more than what you're gonna benefit from amending, we're not amending anything. We don't cost money. We like to get you back money. Okay. That's the difference with us. Okay. But get on our calendar. I'm putting the website in the chat. We offer an array of services by all things financial. If it's finance related, we got you covered, particularly in tax, bookkeeping, and accounting. Okay, and tax planning. We do tax planning as well. So on the website, you'll see book appointment. So just book the appointment. Okay. So I am Tracy Alte. It has been my honor and my pleasure to bring you Tax Tip Tuesday. Okay. And most overlooked deductions for small businesses. Next week, we'll talk about charitable donations. That will end our 10. I will probably do another recap of all 10, like I started with going through all 10 in one session. I'll probably do that again for those that you missed. But as long as you're following us on our pages, then you shall and will be able to see the replays. Type replay when you go and check them out. Okay. If you're a small business owner and you're not sure what to write off, look at the past lives. So I give you plenty of examples. I give you plenty of understanding. So I try to educate with an understanding, not just educate. Okay. So give you examples and things like that. So it has been, again, my honor and pleasure to bring you this Tax Tip Tuesday, and I will see you next week, Tuesday. Be blessed.